I just need to put my trousers on.
Oops.
Oh,
Oops.
right, okay.
Well, why wear trousers? I mean, you can't say I'm not wearing trousers.
But he might have
Pants
to
even.
get up and go somewhere, and then
Well,
it'll
they
be...
say
completely naked
exactly
from,
what I was
like,
worried about.
This part down.
I
just
agree,
won't walk
Donna
out.
Rose. Spring can't come soon enough.
It's here, isn't it? It certainly is in my country.
I know. You live in that
We
wonderful
live in a
place.
beautifully temperate country.
You do. You do. Surrounded by the
Everything would be
ocean.
fine here if we weren't next to the country to the north that keeps sending down their frigid cold air.
So long as it's not
We're-
sending down frigid, cold people.
What can I say? We're givers. We're givers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You know, like you're scratching Jeff's back there, Liz.
Oh, that's what I...
When you were stretching out, you're scratching his back. Yeah.
Wait,
There.
wait.
There.
Up a bit, up a bit.
No, the other way.
Other
way,
one.
Liz.
Oh.
Other side.
Right hand. There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, you've made me itchy.
I don't think I've ever had a man say that to me before. You make me itchy, darling.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day, apart from the weather. We were boring
We're not
Captain Nick
talking
with the
about
weather.
weather.
I know,
Yeah,
Captain Nick's all bored.
I've had
with...
nothing
oh,
on...
there's Alpha Juliet. Told you he'd be
there
joining
you
us
go.
soon. There he is.
I've had nothing on my social media, but oh my God.
How did
the
you know
weather.
this? Are you tracking me too?
She saw you down there.
Hi there. Hi
You're
there.
Hello,
How are ya,
Tanya, Donna
AJ?
Rose. we got
you
Mike
said that
Kuipers,
you said
we
that you
have
often come home a little bit early on Fridays, so I was hoping that was the
Tim
case, and it
Van
is.
Ran.
The people who already think it's snowing weren't helping.
I already think it's snowing.
What? 2/3 of the people on the freeway were doing 50.
Oh,
The other
no.
third of us are trying to do
Gotta
85.
be careful. Gotta be
Before we leave this weather thing that I know, Captain Nicholas, I was telling Jeff I was so glad to have my snow tires this week. Oh my God, the snow on the side streets here was still like, whoa. Anyway, I powered through it. Hi, Sam Bolog in L.A.
Sam Bolog, Tanya,
From LA.
Donna Rose, Mike Kuipers, and Tim Van Ram.
We have Donna Rose and Tanya on the East Coast there, and Sam on the West Coast. Mike Kuipers in the middle of the country here in Michigan.
Be
And
weird
Tim
if
Van
those
Ram on the West Coast.
coasts got together, wouldn't it? You'd have a very long, thin country.
Yeah. If the 13 colonies, that was it. I have different tires for snow, a whole other set of tires for snow, Tim. Yes, I do. Put them on in the fall and take them off in the spring.
They get told off by the police if they don't.
Well, no, yeah, we can, but we also get a break on our insurance if we have snow tires too.
Okay.
They do it too. In
So
Quebec,
Is it enough
Putting
to
check-
pay
in,
for the
in-
tires?
in
Doesn't
Quebec, they
count.
are mandatory in the winter. Not mandatory here, but they are in Quebec.
Wait, so you could get like a ticket if you don't have winter tires?
In Quebec?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if
A bit-
what if you
big
just
ticket.
have a very high sense of adventure?
Well, hopefully you have
Studs.
I don't know if that
No.
happens
a high
in
bank
Canada.
account too.
Not
they
in
don't
On-
they don't
not
have
in On-
sense of adventure.
No studs in Ontario, Tim. Up in northern
high ones.
Ontario, they do, but not in
It
southern
explains
Ontario.
a lot.
And out west, they can have them.
Oh, no studs?
No, I know. What do you
Why
think?
do you
I'm
think
single?
I was such a big hit in Toronto?
Why do you think I'm single? I'm with
Can't find
three.
any
I'm
studs
with,
out
I'm
there.
with 3 studs here.
Eesh.
Oh, I
was
had
trying to-
had my fingers crossed for that one.
I was trying to find a hat. We'll just have to settle for some glasses.
Oh, that looks good. You look like Emmanuel Macron, who's been
Oh, we
walking
can
around in
read your
sunglasses
computer screen now.
because he has some eye condition. In case anybody was wondering,
Those are very dark. Like I could barely see the screen.
I like really dark sunglasses. If you're going to put sunglasses on, they better be dark.
So did was it ZZ Top? No, those were cheap sunglasses.
Oh, good. Looked all right.
So, Jeffy, are we almost ready to go?
I think so.
All
Let's see.
righty.
Let me
Let's get this
double
show
check,
on the road.
Let's check to make sure that I'm recording over here. Oh, no, I'm not yet. Here we go.
Yeah. We
Okay. Let's see what we got. See what we got here. Talk to me, people on StreamYard.
Yeah.
What do you want to
How's-
know about
how's
your...
That's you, Liz.
volumes?
That's you, AJ. That's you,
Hello.
Captain Nick.
Oh, hello, okay,
You guys
yes.
are the
Me,
ones
me,
on
me,
StreamYard.
me.
Hello,
Oh.
yes. Me. Hello, hello.
This was not
Okay.
specified beforehand.
Did you want me to go
Well, I know.
into... Do you want me to go into Unity too?
Yeah, just give me one more check just to make
Okay.
give me a warm
Leith
fuzzy.
Police dismiss
One moment,
us.
please.
All right. I hear you on Unity as well. That's good. I got signal there. I'm recording over here on the Mix Pre. And
There's
I
Ernest.
think we're recording in StreamYard. Yeah, we're good. All right.
Good. Real
And
Okay, cool.
all right.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. I need to get my keynote going
Yeah, that's good.
because I think that is the first story a video too. Yeah. it
Yes,
is.
that would be your Jennifer Homendy.
No, the first one is the.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not. I'm sorry.
Bangor.
It's Bangor, Maine. Yeah, you're right. It is. Bangor.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a news item there.
Okay. Any late breaking developments on that story? Do anybody know?
I
about
didn't
that?
look today, but just let me get.
Okay.
Give me a minute. Just give me a minute here.
Okay.
She was
Like,
one
'cause I'm not-
good-looking lady that was on that plane.
I wasn't sure if I couldn't tell from the reports and nor from the audio if the jet actually did get de-iced there.
I don't know.
No, I was hoping that someone would have had a bit of surveillance film that would have illustrated.
Right, that's what I'm wondering
one
if
way or the
something
other.
has been updated to kind of indicate yes, indeed they did.
I don't see
De-ice.
anything about de-icing. They're just talking about.
I had heard that it was reported they had de-iced, but it had been a while or something like that.
All right. What's your source?
Anecdotal.
Okay. We'll go with it.
Pure speculation.
I heard somewhere.
Wild speculation. A friend
Oh,
of
wait
a
a minute.
friend.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. There is
All
an update here.
Okay.
In a statement, Bangor Airport officials said the private plane was traveling from Houston. Plane stopped in Bangor for fuel and de-icing.
You're welcome.
This is from the Bangor Airport officials.
But did
Yeah,
they
that's what I said.
indeed? That was their intention, but did they
Yeah.
actually de-ice?
Why would you stop
That's what
for
I mean.
de-icing? Because
They
you
need
stop
more.
for fuel.
Basically, they stopped for fuel because they were about to head across the pond over to
Right,
Paris.
to Paris, yeah.
Paris.
Well,
Gay Paris.
This is from
For a girls' night out or a girls' weekend.
Girls'
or
Weekend
something.
or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, I don't know.
Girls'
That's all I
trip.
can find was those officials.
Okay. Well, thanks for looking. Let me present my screen.
Just a minute,
I mean,
just
don't put
a
it
minute.
up there
Let me
yet,
just
but
look
just
here
want
just
to
a
make
minute.
sure I got that ready
Give
to
me a
go.
minute.
So,
Just a minute.
there we go.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm waiting.
All right. Where you go?
All right. Well, I mean, I wasn't ready.
Oh, I thought you were ready.
I was saying that I was going to get my screen for the keynote ready.
Oh,
That's what I was
okay.
saying.
I thought your countdown ready.
No, no, that's a different one.
Okay.
That's a different. Okay, but I am about to hit the countdown. If you all ready?
Okay. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
The view from our side of the cockpit door.
WAPG. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 693.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Hello, you're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show, the view from our side of the cockpit door, with your host, Captain Jeff, broadcasting live from APG headquarters in Roswell, Georgia. Today's show is recorded the week of January 26, 2026.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy. Put your light and it's flying by. With the Airline Pilot Guy.
In today's episode, the NTSB blames deep underlying systemic failures for last year's mid-air collision near Reagan National Airport. And UPS is retiring its MD-11 fleet after November's deadly crash in Louisville. Also ahead, more news and your feedback. So get all settled in. Tray tables and seat backs in the upright and locked positions, electronic devices powered on. I'm Radio Roger, and Flight 693 is ready for pushback.
Thank you, Radio Roger, by the way. It's Louisville. He's an award-winning TV and radio reporter currently at the #1 all-news station in the nation, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in New York City. Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. I'm Captain Jeff, a former U.S. Air Force pilot and retired Delta Airlines captain. And joining me from his Garden View studio,
in Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire,
retired professional dog photographer, former RAAF fighter pilot, retired Airbus A330, A340 captain for Virgin Atlantic Airways. It's Captain Nick.
Well, hi there, Captain Jeff, and all our wonderful listeners. APG 693. I spotted an excited follower of Flight Radar 24 who saw this EVA Air 777 barreling along at 693 knots. He was, quite fast. He was sitting in a jet stream east of Japan and covering the ground at over 13 miles a minute. An aircraft doing the speed of sound is only doing 10 miles a minute. So was this 777 supersonic at Mach 1.3? By the way, in a standard atmosphere, the local speed of sound at sea level is around 667 knots. At 33,000 feet, it's only 578.4 knots. Feel free to discuss these questions in your feedback.
Wow. All right. That's it for today's
Moving
show.
on.
Well, nobody died, though. Nobody died.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. You know what? When you said the Ava Air 777, I thought you were referring to the thing in our feedback about the taxi speeds. But okay.
Yes, good question. Yeah. Captain,
that's
you're
very
very fast.
Very fast.
So they go fast everywhere.
We'll get to that.
apparently.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay. And, let me get back to my little cheat sheet here.
Yeah, because you can't remember nothing.
I can't. Shut up.
Oh, sorry, I said that out loud.
And also joining us from the North Woods of the Atlanta suburbs, race car driver, self-taught chef, and a commercial multi-engine instrument-rated pilot with an interest in anything with enough horsepower to kill him. It's Alpha Juliet.
Hey, Jeff. Soon to be the north snowy woods, I think. But we'll see how this weekend goes. But we're here. Still got power, so.
Yeah, we're here. Power, and it's bone dry outside so far. But tomorrow might be a different story. Good to see you, sir. And also joining us from a place that has lots of snow, her studio in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, retired financier and aviation enthusiast, spreadsheet master, and our producer. It's Liz Piper.
Hi, everybody. Now, this is going to really annoy Captain Nick because he doesn't want to hear about the weather. But yeah, we had a whole ton of snow here last weekend, and it's been really, really cold. And I'm over it.
Liz,
It's even
not a
cold down
competition.
here. Yeah.
The more you talk about it, the worse the weather gets.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's all my fault. Well, boys, you have a good show.
Cheers, Liz.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. Let's do some news.
stand by for news.
All right, we're going to start off with this story from Bangor, Maine. And in fact, we're going to look at a report filed by the local ABC affiliate, ABC 13. And I'm trying to find the if you come, thank you, put that there. And then you can leave us there as well if you'd like. We we can look at it. All right, and I'm going to hit this button right here. Here we go.
To a developing story tonight, 6 people are dead, and the Bangor airport is closed after a small plane crashed last night.
Now, the FAA initially said they believed 8 people were on board with 7 people killed, but they did revise that this afternoon to 6 people on board, all of them killed in this crash after speaking with first responders, local airport officials as well there in Bangor. CBS 13's Brad Rogers has more on this crash and that pending investigation.
At approximately 7:45 p.m. last night, there was an accident involving a single GA aircraft that was departing from Bangor International Airport.
The bombardier
What happened?
like this landed at Bangor International Airport to refuel last night on its way from Houston to Paris.
Redacted.
Authorities say it crashed on takeoff, the plane flipping over and catching fire.
Our emergency protocols were immediately activated, and first responders were on scene in under a minute.
At this point, we don't know if weather played a role in the crash, but numerous flights in the Northeast were canceled because of the nor'easter. Airport Director Jose Saavedra were removing snow from the runway and tarmac and de-icing planes prior to takeoff.
The airport remained open. There were planes landing and departing around that time, and we had crews on site responding to the ongoing storm that we had at that time.
Rob Dawson and his family were on a plane that was next in line to take off.
I wasn't really concerned about taking off. It didn't seem like it was snowing too bad. I mean, they de-iced the plane, and the de-icing didn't last, so we went to get a second de-icing done, and that's when that happened, and we later found out that there was a plane upside down on the runway.
FAA and NTSB investigators are expected to arrive at the airport tonight or Tuesday morning. Weather conditions, mechanical failure, and pilot error will all be factors they will look at as they try to determine the cause of this deadly crash. Bangor International Airport will remain closed until at least noon on Tuesday. The FAA and NTSB must first give the okay to remove the debris from the runway, where it can be more closely examined at another location. In Bangor, Brad Rogers, CBS 13 News.
So as the investigation is pending, here's what we know about that plane that was heading from Houston to Paris. It was a 2020 Bombardier Challenger 600 business jet registered to KTKJ Challenger LLC out of Houston. Now, the address for that LLC is the same address as a Houston-based personal injury law firm called Arnold and Itkin. We did contact that firm today. They were not able to provide us any additional information or confirmation about whether any of their employees were in fact on board.
With the Bangor airport closed and flights grounded, a lot of people are rearranging travel plans.
Yeah, a lot of that happening. CBS 13's Max Williams caught up with some passengers affected by this and some who witnessed the crash.
It was an explosion people say could be heard from miles away.
Very sad.
Others inside the airport at the time.
Wait, you're saying that everything is frozen? Oh.
We could hear the audio, just no video.
Okay, I think it was their video that messed up. Okay, let's continue.
Saw glimpses with their own eyes.
Oops. That's not right. What happened there? Damn it.
It's even funnier when your video freezes and you have this look on your face and you just hear "damn it" in the background, but you don't move.
Runway, where it can be more closely examined at another location.
Okay, did we leave off here? There were some pictures. I think there was, that was somewhere in there.
Sure.
Okay. Caught up with some passengers affected by this and some who witnessed the crash.
It was an explosion people say could be heard from miles away.
Very sad.
Others inside the airport at the time saw glimpses with their own eyes.
We saw like an orange flash. I heard a boom, a large boom. We were in the waiting area for boarding our plane.
The loud boom likely coming from the crash and fire that followed.
We were not sure what happened, and then we found out. We were horrified.
The closure of the airport leading to empty terminals today and canceled flights, leaving only one place to go, the airport's hotel.
We were warm, we were cozy, felt safe.
Some were forced to sleep on cots. Others, like this couple, had to sleep on the hotel's lobby couch. as all rooms were booked.
So that was one out of a terrible evening, one benefit out of the night. So
We don't even care about the disruption to us. It's changing all those people's lives and their families' lives.
In Bangor, Max Williams, CBS 13 News.
Okay, a little timeout here. You don't make it easy, Liz, for me to look serious when we're looking at this video with all your laughing in the background. I know. It was. Yeah, it was. I'm trying to keep a nice straight face. You're laughing. You're giggling. All right. Straight face. All right. So there is a picture in the video, and we'll have in the show notes as well, the picture of the Bombardier, by the way. The news reporter said Bombardier, the 600 jet. And let me read a little bit more from another news source in our news folder from, let's see, I guess this is prpeak.com, whatever that means. Portland, Maine, the business jet, this was actually in Bangor, but Portland, a couple hundred miles south. This business jet that crashed Sunday evening while trying to take off in a snowstorm in Maine killed at least half a dozen people. It's a plane model that has a history of problems with crashes caused by ice buildup on the wing. Let's see. The airport said Monday afternoon that there were 6 people. Okay, we heard that in the news report from the local affiliate. Snowfall was heavy at the time of the crash in many other areas of the country, but accumulation had just started in Bangor, and other planes have been taking off safely. This particular model plane model has a history of problems with icing on takeoff that has caused previous crashes, aviation safety consultant Jeff Gazzetti said. Even a little bit of ice on the wings can cause serious problems, so this plane would have needed to be de-iced before takeoff, the former federal crash investigator said. It's not clear when or if that was done. We tried to determine that before we started today's recording, but we still haven't gotten any definitive information that the jet was indeed de-iced. We were assuming it was. I do have a little bit of video, or not video, audio, and it involves a couple of different airplanes. One, an Allegiant flight talking about de-icing and the conditions there. At another point, he is talking to a Moxie call sign, which is the, what's the name of it? Breeze, I think, Airlines. They're discussing the conditions and de-icing and that kind of thing, and then there's some other audio as well. So why don't I play that now? I'm going to play that audio right now, Liz.
Tower, Legion 976 Star, just talking to a company. Looks like the plan's going to be to taxi back over and get sprayed after they're done spraying that aircraft and try it again.
Allegiant 976, yeah, no problem. Non-moving area, you can go over there and position yourself to get sprayed. And what's your limit on visibility? Because like I said, we're right now, I just made X-ray. We're at 3/4 of a mile with an indefinite ceiling of 1,200.
Okay, well, anything less than a mile, I'm going to need a takeoff alternate. Do you know what the RVR is?
Current RVR, I can turn the lights up a little bit, but I'm showing touchdown more than 6,000, rollout, or midpoint 5,000, and rollout 55. I'm just about to turn the lights up as it is, so those should go up.
Okay, yeah, copy that. I think as long as we have 5,000 RVR, we're going to be good.
Roger, I'm sure we'll have that, so I'll make sure of it. Just, go over there with de-ice and let me know when you're ready to go.
Sounds good, bud. Thank you.
And Allegiant 976, change my frequency 120.7.
27, Allegiant 976.
Hey guys, this is the Breeze Moxie guys. Did you guys fail the pre-contamination check?
Yeah, so I don't know what blew over at the end of the runway, but the visibility dropped and it stuck to us like there was nothing there.
Yeah, my guys are trying to make us go, but I keep telling them this is stupid.
Yeah, we're going to try it again, but it's not looking good for us either. We might end up staying the night.
Are you going to de-ice it and anti-ice again?
Yeah, we're going to try it.
Copy.
Yeah, the whole reason it failed, we had to wait a second because we weren't legal to take off, so.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Spinning edges now will be ready here in just.
Not sure who that was.
Moxie 252, ILS 33.
252 Bangor Tower, wind 050 at 8, runway 33, clear to land.
Land 33. Can I get weather update?
Affirmative. New information that I had just put out about 9 minutes ago. Visibility is 3/4, light snow, indefinite ceiling 1,200, and altimeter 3039er, temperature -16, dew point -19er, and 33 RVR better than or more than 6,000.
Roger, thanks so much for that.
And ground 10 Kilo Juliet, we're ready to taxi.
That's the accident.
10 Kilo Juliet, runway 33, taxi via Alpha.
Yeah, Alpha to 33, 10 Kilo Juliet.
Ground 02 South End, Solution Tower.
02, roger.
Bangor Tower, mobile 02.
02 Tower, hold short, landing traffic.
02, holding short, South End.
Command, Legion 976.
Legion 976, still on tower.
Sorry.
No problem. Mobile 02 from the south end, proceed on to runway 33.
02 on runway 33 from the south end, thank you.
Airport vehicle.
And Moxie 252 to be a right turn on Mike, right turn at Alpha, and a left at Keel for the ramp. And do you happen to recall bases and request a braking report?
Alright, we got Mike Alpha Kilo. Braking was pretty good. Broke out about, well, we saw the approach lights at 600.
Roger, thank you.
Bangor Tower, mobile 02 is clear the runway on Kilo.
Mobile 02, you can proceed via Alpha.
No change to conditions at this time. I'll be changing them in about 20 minutes.
02, roger. And over 10 Kilo Juliet Tower, just advising you're ready.
It's the accident flight.
Over 10 Kilo Juliet, Bangor Tower, runway 33 RVR, more than 6,000, wind is 060 at 9er, runway 33, runway heading, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading, clear for takeoff, runway 33, 10 Kilo Juliet.
All traffic is stopped on the field. All traffic is stopped on the field. Moxie, continue taxiing to the ramp.
Continuing to the ramp, Moxie 232.
Bangor ground, mobile 6 floor at Bravo. Proceeding north on Alpha.
Aircraft upside down. We have a passenger aircraft upside down.
All crash. 6-4, proceed on the airport. The airport's yours. The airport is closed. All crash vehicles move as needed on the airfield.
And ground to Legion 976.
Legion 976, Bangor ground.
Our plan is we're just going to try to go back to the gate.
976, roger. And Legion 976, ramp is uncontrolled. You can maneuver as needed, and yeah, it'll probably be closed for the foreseeable future.
All right, thank you.
Tower, mobile 02 is going to be on the runway for a braking test.
Mobile 02, roger.
Bangor ground, airport command.
Bangor ground.
Any idea how many souls on board?
Stand by, let me see if I can get it. Command, Bangor ground. Crash command, Bangor ground.
Bangor airport command.
Command, Bangor ground.
Did you get a number of personnel?
We don't have an exact number. They know 3 crew and possibly 5 passengers. The FBO is going to get back to me with the total number.
Copy, thank you.
Bangor Tower, mobile 02, just for the record, airfield braking action assessment has been completed.
Mobile 02, thank you.
Which I think is kind of interesting that they thought that maybe for evidence, I don't know if, what braking action or whatever would have anything to do with this accident on takeoff. But anyway, I guess they're trying to cover all the bases there. Oh, okay. Micah has some updates in our live audience. Okay. The airport was closed until yesterday at noon. Yeah, it was closed for several days. Everything was delayed because of the storm. NTSB couldn't get here until Tuesday. Okay. It's a single runway airport, hosts the Maine Air National Guard. They fly KC-135s, and even they have been grounded all week because of the closed airport. yeah, if your runway's closed, then you're not going to be able to operate. They haven't been able to get the numbers of people on board until just recently. Everything was frozen over and iced to the ground. They weren't allowed in there until the NTSB showed up. Okay. Let's see. They did definitely de-ice at 17 past the hour, and they attempted to take off at 42 past the hour. Okay. Yeah, that, in fact, I think Juan Brown Blancalirio talked about kind of a little bit of the sequence, the chronology of everything, and I do recall that he was using those figures and kind of also going in and kind of schooling people or trying to explain to people how de-icing and anti-icing works, and holdover times, and holdover times are dependent on temperature and visibility and other atmospheric conditions. And we'll have a link to his analysis.
The type of precipitation, how heavy it is, and of course, as you get closer to the end of your holdover time, the effects will be reduced. I was looking up a little bit about the Challenger's wing because even if they had been de-iced, the wing is a supercritical cross section. That means that the wing cross section is very flat on the upper surface, and the lower surface of the wing is sort of scalloped away. It has a scoop in the lower surface to recover the loss of lift you get from flattening the upper surface. But the advantage of being able to flatten the upper surface, mainly in the reduction or the increase of the speed you can cruise at before you get critical drag rise due to the creation of shock waves, which are delayed because the wing is flatter on the top. You don't get that huge acceleration that you do on other types of wing. But also the fact that you get laminar flow further. They don't actually, it's not a laminar flow wing as such, but what you're trying to do is get the boundary layer of the wing to stay in a laminar state as long as possible. You don't want it to transition to turbulence that you get on a curved wing. As soon as you sort of go over the curve, it tends to the boundary layer wants to become more turbulent, and that creates more drag. So you don't want to have that. So you try and keep that upper wing flat. However, because of the precise nature of the airflow over the wing you need, the wing, particularly the leading edge, is highly sensitive to surface contamination, and even small amounts of ice or frost can significantly disrupt the airflow and decrease lift, particularly during takeoff and landing when you are obviously at lower speed and the stall is closer. The margins between your speed and the stall speed are closer, leading to safety warnings in the pilot's notes and manuals and things. So even if they had de-iced, the de-icers themselves, the people doing the job, would have to be particularly careful to make sure they hadn't left any contamination on the wing. And that's quite important, because the pilots don't often go and inspect their own wings. That's not their job, because they're sitting driving the aeroplane. It's the de-icer himself who inspects the wings, or often they have a ground engineer and an airline that will be present, and he will give the final thumbs up saying the de-icing was satisfactory. It's not the pilots that usually go out. You can go out and have a look at your own wings, particularly a little aeroplane, but sometimes you're a bit busy trying to get taxi clearances and things and get the show on the road to waste time doing that when other people have that responsibility.
Yep, timing's very critical.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What's that?
And so the passengers don't want you to open that door and let all the cold air in either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think Juan was saying that even in this particular jet, in the supercritical wing that Captain Nick was referring to, like anything on the wing that is like equivalent of 400 grit sandpaper, which is pretty fine, is enough to cause major disruptions of airflow on that wing. And apparently, as mentioned in the news report, or one of the sources, that this airplane has had instances of issues with that wing and improperly or insufficiently de-icing and anti-icing the wing. Another point is that this particular wing doesn't have any leading edge devices. It's a clean leading edge on this jet, which doesn't help things.
No.
Yeah. Let's see. Main man Micah in our live audience says precipitation was very heavy, and it was a combination of snow, sleet, and freezing rain all at once. Ugh. If I remember correctly, they were at 143 knots when they actually came down, and that's well past V1. Yeah, but as we are mentioning, any kind of contamination on that wing significantly increases the stall speed above V1. And if one of the wings stalls before the other, which it seems like that may have occurred here, because we had about a 9-knot crosswind. I think it was a direct crosswind from right to left of 9 knots based on the last wind report. One of the wings stalled before the other, and apparently the stall characteristics on this wing, on this jet, is pretty bad, pretty significant. Yeah.
Yeah, we've covered an accident. Do you remember the one at Farnborough, the BizJet at Farnborough? That they had one wing in shade, one wing in sunlight. When the pilots came to it, all the frost had melted off one wing, but not off the wing that was in shade. But they got airborne anyway, and exactly the same thing happened to them. As they were flying away, one wing stalled, and the aircraft turned upside down and killed everyone.
The same physics as a spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I also thought it was interesting that the reason why we played that audio was it was interesting to hear and eavesdrop on what was happening on those two jets, the Allegiant and the Breeze Airways crews. They were talking about how they had been de-iced and anti-iced once, and then they had to come back and call it off because I guess the visibility or something wasn't quite good enough for them to legally take off. So they had to come back. Holdover time was exceeded, and I guess a pre-takeoff icing check failed. And he said something, I don't know what's going on out there, but it's like they hadn't even been de-iced. I mean, everything was collecting on the wing. So it was a very serious situation, and they were even talking about, I don't know, my company's making me go, but I don't think so. I think that's stupid. Yep. And I think we're going to spend the night. So they're basically discussing, the airline crews are discussing, this is crazy, this is probably not safe, let's don't do this.
That was one of the things that popped into my head too, is the kind of the mentality of those two pilots, because one of them said that the Allegiant, or not Allegiant, the Breeze Airways guy said, they're trying to make me go, and this is stupid. This doesn't. My dad taught it to me when we were starting to fly. This doesn't pass the giggle test. If you can say it out loud and you have to giggle, probably not a good idea.
Oh, you mean like a little laugh tell?
Yeah.
Like a nervous laugh. Yeah.
Whereas the other guy was like, hey, what's the RVR, and what's the RVR everywhere, and oh, that's really close. I might have to figure out. I have to find a takeoff alternate. So let me see if I can figure out a way around this to make sure we can go. Is kind of the sense that I got from what he was saying and how he was saying it, and so it's just kind of a mentality difference between different pilots, I guess. But
that's the kind of discussions that we have in the cockpits, and we try to, we're very mission oriented, and if we can do it safely and legally, we're going to do it, and that's what they were trying to calculate.
Yeah, but I really appreciate that guy who was voicing his concerns, because if there's one thing that will de-escalate your feeling of press-on-itis, will be somebody making a decision that is, I think this is stupid, I'm not going. And then all of a sudden everyone goes, oh, I wonder if my decision's a bit crazy now.
Especially somebody in a bigger, more well-equipped airplane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, we don't know if that discussion that we were listening to was something that 10 Kilo Juliet was privy to. I'm not sure what frequency we were listening to there, if it was on a common frequency or a side or company frequency or whatever. But let's see, Main Man Mike again asks a question, but doesn't Part 121 have different rules in terms of weather than Part 91?
Yes.
I think so, for sure. Yeah.
That's true. Part 91, we can take off in 00. I don't know what I would.
Well, there you go.
Maybe not recommend it, but legally.
Okay. All right, so we're going to keep our eyes and ears open for any updates on this tragedy in Maine. I'm not sure that that's really important. Okay. All right. Well, I guess, yeah, Liz is mentioning that we didn't really talk about who owned the jet and who was on board the jet. And of course, loss of life is tragic, regardless of who was on the airplane or who owned it. But it was owned by or registered to a law firm in Texas, I believe, and Houston, Texas. And I think that the wife of one of the partners was aboard along with a friend of hers, some kind of an event planner, and they were heading to, the wife was also a lawyer at the firm, and they were heading to Paris for kind of a girls' trip, and kind of ended very, very tragically. So thoughts and prayers for the families from APG. Okay. Let me get I don't have my big screen. I only have a laptop screen here. So, oh yeah, definitely for sure. Let's do that. Okay. Next item in our news segment that we definitely need to talk about is regarding a special meeting or presentation by the National Transportation Safety Board members on Tuesday, which was just a couple of days ago, after they had some kind of a meeting, and they did this public, what would you call this? Informational session, press conference, and it's like, I think they said that we're expecting to get the final report in a couple of weeks. And what we're talking about here is that tragedy about a year ago in Washington, D.C. at the Washington National Airport, with the jet operating for American Airlines, one of their connection carriers, and an Army helicopter crashing, colliding, as the jet acting for American Airlines was on a circling approach to runway 33. The placement of the helicopter route and the approach path of Reagan National Airport's secondary runway without regularly reviewing it was a key factor causing the crash, along with air traffic controllers' over-reliance on asking pilots to avoid other aircraft. Throughout the day-long hearing, investigators emphasized the history of missed opportunities to address the risks related to helicopter traffic. Acting Secretary Jennifer Hamady, did I say that right? Hamady? Yeah. Was asked after the hearing, they had a news conference question and answer session, was asked by a reporter a question, and we have the response from her. So here we go. If you'll put that on the big screen. You there? Okay, here we go.
The question is, should the FAA have known there was a problem, and should something have been done? Absolutely. The data was there. The data was in their own systems. It was the NTSB working with them to determine that there were 15,214 close proximity events, 85 of which were serious, over a number of years. That's just the data. Why collect data if you're not going to analyze it? Then they were supposed to conduct annual reviews of helicopter routes to consider, are they still safe? Is there utility to keeping them? Should they change? We couldn't find any evidence of annual reviews, nor could FAA tell us who did them. That is astounding to me. It's one, I believe, failure after another. But we can talk about the pilots, we can talk about air traffic controllers, we can talk about traffic. What we need to really talk about is a tower and tower personnel who were repeatedly saying, we have a safety problem here. We have a hot spot at the end of runway 33, and we need to do something about it. We have helicopter routes where we have unsafe practices right now. We need to do something. How many times do tower personnel, who, by the way, put their own helicopter working group together and kept submitting one recommendation after another? We need help, we need help, we need help, apparently falling on deaf ears. So I will also get the, oh, she sounds angry. We should be angry because for years no one listened. This was preventable. This was 100% preventable. Frankly, having a helicopter route crossing runway 33 with only 75 feet of, that means 75 feet of vertical separation. What that means is 75 feet at best separating a helicopter and civilian aircraft. Nowhere in the airspace is that okay. Nowhere.
Yeah. Justifiably upset with all of these things, that all these failures, in addition to the items mentioned there, also causal in their hearing and subsequent report to be released soon, was lack of effective pilot-applied visual separation by the helicopter crew, which resulted in a mid-air collision. Additional factors were the tower team's loss of situational awareness and degraded performance due to the high workload of the combined helicopter and local control positions, and the absence of a risk assessment process to identify and mitigate real-time operational risk factors, which she kind of touched on there. Misprioritization of duties, inadequate traffic advisories, and the lack of safety alerts to both flight crews. Also causal was the Army's failure to ensure pilots were aware of the effects of error tolerances on barometric altimeters in their helicopters, which resulted in the crew flying above the maximum published helicopter route altitude. So many things here, guys, that were just failures, just plain failures. And a lot of people think, say, like even the headline for this video was, the chairman throws the FAA under the bus. Well, sometimes you have to throw people under the bus to kind of, get people's attention, right?
Yeah, there needed to be a line in the sand that you can't cross, and they seem to have crossed it in the situation that built up over the years at this airport, over and over and over again, and no one called them out on it. And the only regulatory authority was the FAA. It was their job to call them out on it, and despite the fact that people are waving red flags, apparently left, right, and centre, they did nothing. And that is a tragic and awful failure.
It is. And I read something somewhere, and I'm trying to find it now, but they said that, the FAA needs to do something about it, but they kind of were questioning whether they had the competence to actually do anything significant with all of the safety recommendations provided by the NTSB. Again, I can't figure out where I read that, but tragedy. Really, it's so sad. As she said, this absolutely did not have to happen, and there were just so many warning signs that nobody picked up on.
No, and as she mentions that, they had to wait until it was written in blood, and that is the case of so many of aviation's tragedies. Everyone sat around and waited till there was a major incident, great loss of life, before people actually got down to fixing it, and they could have fixed this years ago.
Yep. Well, let's just hope that something will be done. I guess they have made, shortly after this, they suspended all these routes that were in conflict with the final approach to runway 33. And I just read something that said that the FAA has made them permanent now. So there are no more routes that follow that same path that the Army helicopter was using at the time of this collision. Okay. Liz says, speaking of permanent, the next item is something to do with something that is happening permanently. Oh, yeah, look at this. This is from aerotime.aero. UPS completes MD-11 freighter retirement in the aftermath of the Louisville crash. They've retired the entire fleet of McDonnell Douglas MD-11F freighters, bringing an abrupt end to decades of tri-jet cargo operations following a deadly crash in 2025 that claimed the lives of 3 crew members and 12 on the ground. In its fourth quarter 2025 earnings report, UPS confirmed that it has completed the retirement of all 26 MD-11Fs it still owned, accelerating a long-standing fleet modernization plan in the wake of the fatal crash of UPS Airlines Flight 2976 in November of last year. The decision marks a major shift for the logistics giant, which once relied on the MD-11 as a workhorse on long-haul international routes. The aircraft, an evolution of the McDonnell Douglas design, later produced under Boeing after its 1997 merger. No, I'm sorry, it was never produced by Boeing. It got its nameplate on it, but it was never produced by Boeing. It's been in service with UPS since the early 2000s. And now I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I don't think so. Let's see, a couple of other airlines, 2 others, in fact, FedEx and what's the other one? I'm trying to find that. Western Global Airlines still have a handful of the MD-11 freighters remaining in their fleets, but they're all grounded until regulators complete inspections.
Yeah, it's obviously sad to see, an airliner that I grew up recognizing in the skies, and we've seen for my entire life, really, flying around, and has in the past had its difficulties, but they fixed most of those, and it's been a pretty reliable and safe aircraft. But eventually, something like this, almost prematurely brings it to an end, but perhaps a lot of people would say that's probably fair. A bit like Concorde, that crash of the Air France Concorde just ended Concorde almost overnight. So even though they'd fixed the problem, they said, "No, we're not going to do this anymore." They were waiting for an excuse. But the nice thing is that they're going to have a nice brand new fleet. 26 airplanes, that's a lot to replace, isn't it? So, yeah. I wonder what they're going to buy.
They said 767 freighters and 777 freighters, I believe.
Oh, I thought they were going to buy something decent. Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, I'll cut that out.
Oh, no, don't. Look, they've got A300 600s as well.
Yeah, A300. Come on.
Yeah, that's a good freighter.
Yeah. Let's see. Main man Micah again in our audience. Are the KC-10s also grounded? It's basically the same. I don't know. I know the Air Force still flying the KC-10s, I think. I don't think they've been completely replaced.
I hope they're checking all the pylon pins.
Almost retired, aren't they?
I don't know. It's a good question, though, main man. Somebody, staff. See if we
they are retired. They retired in 2024.
Oh, okay. They're all gone then. There we go. Wow,
so,
talking about
Micah,
a quick answer for you there.
They're gone.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just do one more news item before we get all caught up in the Getting to Know Us segment. This is from Aviation Herald and an incident that happened on January 22nd. We're recording this on the 30th, so about a week ago. A United Boeing 767-300 near Newark. Let's see, they diverted. Let's see, it was a 767-300 registration November 668 UA, performing flight 748 from Dulles to Geneva, Switzerland, was en route at flight level 330, about 60 nautical miles east of Portland, Maine. Here we go, Maine again. When the crew decided to turn around and divert to Newark, after a passenger's laptop had fallen into a gap at the cabin side wall and gone through a gap into the cargo hold. The aircraft landed safely in Newark about 85 minutes later. The laptop was retrieved with its lithium-ion battery undamaged. The aircraft was able to depart again after about 3 hours on the ground and reached Geneva with a delay of about 4.5 hours. So, yeah. Have you ever had a situation like that, Captain Nick, where
No,
some kind of
I
an
haven't-
electronic
well,
device, gets...
No, not an electronic device, but we used to, in the early days of the 340, we used to do a handwritten card with all our V-speeds and aircraft weights and things on, just a little thing, just a memo, and we prop it up behind the engine master switches so that we could refer to it. And those are the days before the airplane called out speeds on takeoff, things like that. So the non-flying pilot would do that, and you have this piece of paper to refer to remind him what those speeds were. There was a little gap behind those switches where we used to prop this card, and if you put it accidentally on the edge of this gap, it used to slide down, go all the way down into the electronics bay underneath, about 10 feet down. And if you ever went down there, you'd see a whole pile of these cars where other people had stuffed them down through the hole by mistake. So yeah, there are gaps that go down through from the passenger deck or the flight deck down to the cargo or lower deck. But people don't sort of imagine it's going to happen. They're going to drop something down the side of an air vent. It's actually going to disappear completely down into the cargo hold. It does worry me a little bit because, if you've got a cargo fire, you don't really want air being able to come up into the cabin carrying smoke with it. I'm surprised that is actually a thing, but there you go. Who knows?
Yeah. I guess, out of an abundance of safety, they decided, just in case, they go ahead and divert and retrieve.
Yeah, I don't know what the
laptop,
76's cargo fire detection system is like, but if you're about to set off across the pond, you don't really want to have that preying on your mind that you might have a damaged lithium-ion battery down there, and we know just how dangerous those damn things are.
I'm sure that there was quite a conversation being had between the dispatch at United and maybe some other people up the chain of command before they made that decision to return to or head over to Newark to take care of the situation.
Exactly.
Would have loved to have been a fly on the wall on that.
Yeah, I wonder whose side we'd be on. I know which side I'd be on. I think an abundance of caution, that's fine. That's how you live a long career.
Yeah. Of course, I would say, yeah, the hell with it. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I know you.
All right, time for getting to know us. It's a time of the show where we get to figure out what everybody's been up to between shows. And let's see, AJ, Alpha Juliet, you weren't with us last show. We missed you. Right? Were you?
I was here.
Were you?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'll have to cut that out then.
I guess I made an impression.
Did you say anything?
Why did I think that you weren't here?
Because I was only here for half.
Ah, okay. What about the show before? Were you there for that?
Yep.
I feel like
anyway, regardless, get on with it.
Yeah, I thought that you'd missed a show recently. Yeah, I'm bad. My bad. Yeah, you definitely make a big impression on me. Yeah, I know. Okay, so let's see. Who wants to start the segment? Alpha Juliet.
I can start.
You've been here
real
like
quick.
all the time. Go ahead and tell us what's
I haven't been here in a
going on with
whole
you.
6 days. Yeah, I pretty light week. Just normal work. I did take my daughter to a cadet Civil Air Patrol meeting last night for her first experience, just to see if she had any interest. So she wasn't super enthusiastic, but she didn't say, I'm never ever doing that again. So we're somewhere in the middle, but she's also 16. So I don't know.
What are you going to do?
The military aspect of it is probably not her favorite. She's more of the art and music type of soul, if that makes sense. So
we need some of those in the military as well.
Yeah, they do a lot of drill, which when I was in the Air Force was my absolute least favorite part of the Air Force. I enjoyed when I got to wear the flight suit and go on the flight on the flight line. The no hat, no salute areas, places like that were Other than that, yeah, the marching around. I understand the necessity and I understand the discipline, but if it could be conveniently avoided, I was for it. So I kind of understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
But I also appreciate the fact that I had to learn it and go through it. So there was some learning, some value added there. But I don't know. We're gonna go try one other squadron this coming Thursday because there's two squadrons very, very close to us. And ironically, the one we went to yesterday is the one that's kind of supposed to be a little bit more relaxed. It's a little bit smaller squadron. It's a cadet-only squadron. So the way Civil Air Patrol works is there's senior members and there's cadet members. Senior members are adults, obviously. And they have composite squadrons where there's a senior component and a cadet component together. So they do kind of both at the same time. So that was a cadet-only squadron. The one we're going to next week is a composite. So there's a senior component and a cadet component. And they're a much bigger squadron, a lot more members. So they tend to be a little more, I won't say rigid, but a little more by the book, a little more kind of everything exactly right. So I don't know if we're moving in the right direction based on her feedback so far. We'll see.
Yeah.
So well,
maybe she likes it better, by the book. Never know.
Yeah.
Which kind of unit has the beer?
Those would be the senior only squadrons, the one that I'm in.
That's no good. Be all right for me, but no.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, it's. I was impressed with her. She jumped right in, got involved. They did a rocketry class, which was kind of interesting. They did some history of rockets and things like that, and there was they pack quite a bit into their short period of time. They had about 2.5 hours, and they did a CPR class, a rocketry class, a presentation on leadership, and a presentation on something else that I wasn't really sure what it was about, but it was short. So, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm. There's a kind of a time critical text that I'm getting that I have to answer quickly.
Wait, you asked that. I was going to ask AJ because I took both my kids into the Air Cadets, which is now called the RAF Cadets, but similar kind of organisation.
Sounds very.
And I expected one of them to be very keen and the other one to hate it. And as it turned out, the one I thought was going to be very keen. All he wanted to do was to get hold of a rifle and go rifle shooting. And when they discovered that his dominant eye was his left eye, which isn't ideal when you're rifle shooting, and
we
he
call that
wasn't a very good
dominant.
shot. Yes, he wasn't a very good shot as a result. He completely lost interest. The one who I thought would hate it actually went, this is all right. I've quite enjoyed myself here. And
Interesting.
Got stuck in. Yeah, neither of them stayed for very long. But
well,
no.
Worst case scenario, I got 2 more bites at the apple. So we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see what
Good
happens.
luck. I mean, any chance you can get her flying? That would,
So remember, she's done a good bit of flying
Yeah.
prior to this. So the draw of getting to do a cadet orientation ride is pretty low for her.
Not very exciting, those.
Yeah,
I
she's like,
suspect. No.
yeah, she's like, are we going to go to like lunch? No, you're just going to go fly around in circles. She's like,
Flying circles, come back again.
So
yeah, I think you spoiled her. That's the problem.
Yeah, I might have ruined that part of it. Yeah, see, I think she did tell me that she thought the leadership part of it, the leadership training and learning about that part, the character development part was what interested her the most, which I thought was pretty interesting, pretty cool.
Yeah, that is.
So if I can just get her over the hump of learning to deal with the stuff you don't like, the drilling and the marching and the whatever, if you can get it, you got to learn to put up with the bad and the good. So
it's a big difference when you start getting good at it. While you're walking around with 2 left feet, it's very difficult to enjoy.
Well, so here's the thing: is that she has a good bit of experience from marching band. It's very similar movements and body discipline and physical control and all that. So she's like, I know how to do all that stuff. It doesn't interest me. That doesn't. I don't want to get put in line and blah blah blah. Well,
okay.
Yeah. But we'll see.
All right.
Captain Nick had a quiet week. It's been damn. I was getting fed up talking about weather, but I'm going to have to mention the fact that we had a huge storm coming. I'm just fighting off this dog.
No weather. No weather.
No weather. Who is pushing my elbow up, which is attached to a mouse, making my life very difficult. And because she wants to get her nose into my snacks that I've got here, so she's being a pain. Anyway, I managed to get out for a couple of days when it wasn't peeing down. We one day we had like nearly 30 millimeters of rain in 8 hours, and that nearly flooded the place. But no, so I got out, and I when we came back, and I thought it's a long time since I took pictures of my dog, so I thought I'd get the camera out and take a few pictures, including this annoying thing who's now just trying to get her head between
Looks
me
like a
and
painting.
the desk.
The way you've done that photography.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, it was a kind of moody day, and it was just a bit of sunlight coming in through the window, and she was just on the sofa, nice and sleepy. So
wait, was the day moody or was the dog moody? 'Cause the dog looked a little moody.
Really. She's in her Sunday afternoon, sleepy mode. So that was good. And there's the old fella.
There's Rugger.
He's really getting on a bit. That he's struggling with a full walk now. So we kind of restrict him to half an hour of sniffing around the walk area, and because he's getting on, his back end's not very strong, so he struggles to get up the stairs and things like that. So, yeah, we can all identify with that. No, dog, don't. Oh, she knows I'm talking about her, so now she's up on my damn lap. Go off.
No.
Zeta. Right. This is all cupboard. This is all cupboard love. It's just snack love. Yeah. And the only reason she's in here is because Jilly's gone to bed, and she has decided that it's time for the dog to be with me and not in the sitting room. Right. Show artwork. I forgot to put this online like I normally do on a sort of Sunday or a Monday. And I only put it online earlier today, so my apologies for that. But we had some interesting suggestions last week. Some very good ones, like Pop Goes the Wheelie. We were quite interested in the nose wheel that fell off an Airbus. And is that a nose dragger because of that issue? And what's up, Skip? And something popped off. Swimming with an iPad. Someone was asking the question of, would we be able to get the passenger manifest off the airplane if it was
Andy
all on
Harris,
an iPad, and not like Sully did on his clipboard. I'm rattled, uphill, tailwind. So there were some wacky ones, but the Wheel of Misfortune, I think, was the one that I liked the best. And we've got the airline senior pilot there who's he's the airline senior pilot is spinning the wheel to find out what your punishment will be, despite the fact that the captain has successfully splashed down and he's holding his iPad up in the air, swimming around in the lake. I managed to put one wheel on the wagon there, on the nose wheel, and let's
one's
have a
missing.
bit of fun there. It was definitely a misfortunate day for that crew.
Well, it popped off.
Yeah, exactly. So let's look for the show number. Did you find the show number, Liz? Liz didn't find the show number. Well, Liz needs to be Roman. Yeah, exactly. Now, you see, the AI gave me a sort of a Roman numeral on the left-hand side of that line, which isn't. So I just thought, well, I'll just carry on, put real Roman numerals down. So VI... IX and II for 692. That was, and if you look on his chest, underneath a golden medallion he was wearing there, I stuck the APG logo. So about all you can see are the wings, but they're quite distinctive. So
yeah, see them. Yeah,
that was the logo.
Very good.
We've got the show number, and the only other thing we're looking for is the penguin. Well, where's he? He's going to be in the river.
Oh,
and there
okay.
he is. Well done. He's having a swim around. which was great fun. He enjoyed that. Yes.
Nice.
I have a point of order question.
Oh, yes, please go ahead.
Wouldn't 692 be DCX-CII?
I asked the Oracle, which is called Google, and Google gave me that option. So,
I guess maybe it's not the preferred option, but it is an option.
692. I was going 692. If you see what I mean. But yes, you are probably
punctuation is important.
Yeah.
You're probably more correct, but I tend to muddle the numbers up anyway. So
I will say I was very, very impressed with your depiction of the tailwind. I liked that. I could see the air, the flowing of the air through the
tailwind. Show me.
It was so well done that he didn't even realize he had done it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's back up
amazing.
there, Liz?
Can we put the picture back up, please, Liz?
Yeah, you can just see the wind right there over the top of the. Over the top of the river, just lots of wind.
Oh,
okay,
right, yeah, tailwind, yeah, that's different. Well, very much so. I was more impressed with the bubbling water around the pilot that's jumped in, imagining what's caused all those bubbles to rise.
Looks like a bat or something.
He's being swallowed by a sea monster.
Could be that. Could be, indeed, yes. Anyway, thank you to Midjourney for creating the majority of that, although it was actually 3 or 4 different pictures I combined to make that.
Well done, sir.
And all kidding aside, I love your show art. It's fantastic.
Oh, thank
you.
Always. Cheers.
All right. Well, you're going to be very impressed with me because I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to say in the audio. I'm just going to go ahead and play the audio. I had a meetup with someone who has been a longtime listener and big part of our APG community for quite some time, and here we go. Hello, crew. We're here at Marlowe's Tavern. It's an establishment headquartered in Atlanta. I think Roswell was the first one, actually. But I'm not at the Roswell location of the Marlowe's. I'm in, I think this area is called Kennesaw, Georgia, and near Kennesaw Mountain, just off of I-75. And you might be wondering, why the heck would you be there, Jeff? Well, I'm here because Greg, Big Ass Fan Greg, doesn't work for the Big Ass Fan company anymore, but works up, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say who you work for. Okay. A very large engine manufacturer. In general terms, a lot of electric stuff. Pretty good, huh? Anyway, he's on his way down to visit his daughter, who also works for said company in Auburn, Alabama, and said he's going to be going through Atlanta, and let's meet up and get caught up and have lunch or something. So here we are, and we just finished the meal, and it was awesome. But I'm going to now hand over the microphone to Greg, and he's going to tell you something interesting, I'm sure. Hang on.
Hey, everybody. It's good to get to catch up with Jeff. I don't think he and I have gotten together since he was on his way to Oshkosh back in July and stopped and stayed at Casa Peterson and north of Cincinnati. So I just wanted to take an opportunity to get together with him and catch up, see what's been going on with him, and just get caught up. And so he was able to meet up with me. I was a little bit worried. I know they've been doing the show recordings on Thursdays a lot recently, and I was afraid I was going to interfere with show recording by coming through on a Thursday, but seemed to work out well. I think they're doing the show recording tomorrow. So anyway, I will hand the mic back over to Jeff.
All right, and before we go, after I finish, then you're going to throw it back to me in the studio. And just to let you know, the reason why we're not recording today, Greg, is because I had this appointment with you you are the reason why we're not recording today, this Thursday. But, so thanks again. Great hospitality in your home last July. We had a good time, and it was so nice to catch up with you. And I guess now it's time for you to send this back to us in the studio.
All right, back to you in the studio, Jeff.
Thank you very much. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was great to see Greg yesterday on his journey from Ohio to Alabama, and yeah, good time.
So I
He
guess
sounds in very good voice.
Hmm?
He sounds in good voice.
Yeah,
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 it was
he
lovely
has
to
a great
hear
voice.
from him because I
Yeah.
remember well our visit to the factory and seeing all his patents and all his inventions on the
Yeah.
wall, his aerodynamic designs. It was quite an eye opener. But the nicest thing was being able to go out the front and sit on the asses.
Yeah. I'm expecting you to show that picture, one of my favorite pictures that you
No,
love
I
to
don't
show.
have it. I don't have it to
Okay,
hand.
good. Thank you.
Nick, you'll have to
Don't
send
even
that one
have
to
an
me later
ass
because I
here.
haven't seen it.
No. It's not
So
very flattering.
I guess I
for me.
misbehaved at the last Atlanta meetup because I wasn't invited to this one. So.
Oh,
Well, I
there you
think
go.
you were working during
I
the
skipped a
daytime.
whole day of work for the last one. What makes you think it'd be different this time?
I don't know. I don't know. I figured we two old guys would bore you or something, but
No, that's
anyway.
now. I thought this was different.
Yeah, shut up. All right. So anyway, Greg, I hope that your visit to Auburn, your child in Auburn, went well or is going well. It's actually happening right now. I think he's coming back through on Sunday midday to afternoon, and he was asking me about the weather conditions and such. So hopefully by the time you make it back
I
through,
see a picture of Nick on an ass. Oh, that's
me.
Jeff.
Yeah, well,
it's very
put
small.
that back down, Liz. Stop it. Stop it. I don't want to see it.
Oh, there he is.
Okay.
There he is.
Okay, how do I boot
Nice shorts.
Liz out of... Thank you. Okay. And that's it. Doing
Nice shorts,
sang in a
hairy
funeral yesterday before the meetup with Greg, and standard, singing stuff going on. Pardon me? Singing and editing. Yeah, actually, Sunday, last weekend, we had we talked about it on the last show, the upcoming or the weather thing with the ice and all that kind of stuff. And the ice did actually come, and they ended up canceling all, they didn't cancel the masses, they just canceled the music aspect of the masses on Sunday. So I had the day off. So that was nice. Yeah, I guess I could do. Yeah, that was something Liz was reminding me that because the temperatures were so cold, and because I think I left on some of the lighting in the RVS, the ceiling light. That's why the batteries. So the lithium phosphate batteries have a self-protection mode that once the battery voltage drops below a certain point, in order to kind of prevent any serious damage to them, they basically go, yeah, okay, we're going to stop working now. And that's what happened. So I went, oh, what's going on? So basically the whole house part of my RV was disabled electrically, and I couldn't even, I couldn't run the heat, even though the heat is propane powered. You got to have an electrical signal to do that. And I'm thinking, no problem, I'll just start the generator. Well, you can't do that either without your electrical system working. So I thought, you may remember that when I first took delivery of this thing back in May of 2024, I had an issue with the batteries. Didn't quite understand exactly how they worked, and I ended up in the same scenario where they kind of shut down, and I had to kind of jump start them and to kind of start charging again. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I've experienced this before, and I know what my options are. And one of the options is to take it somewhere that has a 30 amp electrical connection. And the closest place for that for me is one of the campgrounds near the Atlanta area up at Lake Allatoona or Lake Lanier. So I went ahead and booked a campsite overnight, although I didn't stay there overnight. I just wanted to go park at the campsite, connect the 30 amp power, plug it in, and then that shocked it into go, oh, okay, hey, look at that. I have some good power coming in, and it recovered almost immediately. So I was able to get the thing charged up and back to normal. So now I have to be sure that when I leave the thing at night, if I'm not staying in it, that I ensure that there aren't any lights or any other thing that drawing electrical energy from it. So yeah, so that's what I did on, I think it was Monday that I went up there to make that connection. It was kind of hard to, the guy that I was checking in with at the campground was like, now what now? Like, you're going to do what? You're just going to go over there and plug in and you're not going to spend the night? Yeah, it was confusing for him. But, you know, I'm confusing for a lot of people. So, you know, yeah. Oh, is it? Okay, Liz is telling me that my video is crappy right now. I don't know why. Why would it be crappy? Really?
Yeah, we didn't want to tell you, but
the audio has been okay, right?
Yeah, your audio has been perfect.
Yeah,
so,
I don't really give a shit about
I know,
the video.
It's just you like to look
honestly.
handsome, so we're
Jeff,
worried.
I'll tell it
care.
like it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You look like crap.
Thank you. Well, I mean, that's okay.
Pink crap.
Sometimes I feel
not
like it
brown
too.
crap.
Okay. Hang on. Let me just check something. I don't. And what's really crazy is that the internet connection that I have here in my apartment is really normally pretty good. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's why I was going, well, I wonder why.
I don't have any
I
issues
thought I
with
recognized
it.
those doors.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why it's bad.
Well,
Maybe I got too much going on my machine, which again shouldn't be a problem because this machine is like
Jeff,
got a very
you'll get
powerful
this joke. Nick, I don't know if you will.
Wait, are you showing
Don't
something?
invite Tom
Oh,
Bodette
don't
to
invite Tom
travel
Bodette
with
to
you.
travel with you in the RV. He always leaves the light on. Yeah, Motel 6.
We'll leave the light
leave
on.
the light on. Yeah.
So some politician caught in
No, he owned a chain of motels.
Did he own it, or was he just the spokesperson for?
I thought he was some version of. Let's.
Okay.
We're
go for a
boring
pee while you
Liz.
do,
She's getting
coffee
impatient
fund.
with us. Okay, let's do the coffee fund. That would be me. I have to push this button here. This is coffee fund.
Johnny, how much more coffee?
No thanks.
I love coffee. I love tea. I love the APG community. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup. Oh yeah, the Coffee Fund. It's your way, dear listener, watcher, or whatever you are, to support our show financially if you'd like. You know, no need to really, because we do this for free. And just a reminder to everyone, and this is true, I think, in most kind of creations like this podcast, that a very, very small percentage of people, of you y'alls out there, actually actively participate in supporting, less than 1% actually. So, but we do appreciate the people that do give us a contribution every now and then. We have a couple of different ways to do that here at APG. One is the Coffee Fund Classic method. And since the last episode, our good friend Magnus Gladden in Sweden sent us a very nice contribution. Thank you, Magnus. Good to hear from you, and I'm glad you're still out there listening. And also Stephen Simpson. He also used the Coffee Fund Classic method to give us a nice contribution. So thank you, gentlemen, for that. We also have something called Patreon, and you can become a patron of the show. And since the last episode, we have a new producer. Yay! Heather Kell signed up to be a producer of the show, and we do appreciate that, Heather. Again, just a reminder, Patreon. Oh, by the way, sometime in the future, by the end of the year, we have to change the way we work Patreon, and as far as patronage and everything else is concerned, they're going to force us to go to a monthly kind of a charge instead of a per episode kind of thing. So I'll be talking about that more as we get closer to the deadline for that. But anyway, right now you can just sign up for a certain pledge per episode, and then you can set a maximum if you'd like. Usually it's multiplying whatever you're pledging times 4 would be like the maximum, so that we won't go crazy and charge you, like do a show every day and then make you go broke. We won't do that. We don't have the time for that anyway. So check out Patreon if you'd like and become one of the patrons that we have over there. And that's it. So I could go on and on and on about the coffee fund, but people are gonna yell at me like Liz is right now. So let's just say go over to airlinepilotguy.com/coffee and you'll find out more information about how you can become part of our coffee bar club. You'll be glad you did. We will too. All right. Whew, thought I'd never end. I know. Sometimes, once I get going, I can't stop.
Yeah, that's feedback.
Wow.
Oh, we should get
a lot of time for
rid of
feedback.
all of this.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. What are you saying, Alpha Juliet? We can't hear you.
I said something that was hilarious and pithy.
Very clever, I'm sure.
Yes. I'm laughing in sympathy. As if you just
It looked like you were very entertained by whatever you were saying, but
I
couldn't
did
hear it.
amuse myself.
Okay, good. Good. Let's do some feedback.
Captain, incoming message.
Okie dokie. Feedback time. And we're going to start off with this from Kevin St. John. Hello, Captain Jeff, Captain Nick, producer Liz, and other APG crew and community members. Wow, he's very inclusive. Best wishes for a safe, healthy, prosperous, and happy 2026 to all. Here is a new year submittal. Well, it is underway. The race to supplant human pilots is underway. Yay! And people are putting up money to fund it. While this company is focused on the military, it's only a matter of time and public acceptance before it jumps the wall to civilian airliners. Dr. Steph's probably noticing their test aircraft is a Caravan. Well, she would notice, except that she's not here today with us. A Caravan, a Cessna Caravan. This company's efforts are to be aimed at a crew size. Let me just start this sentence over.
Good.
This
Let me
company's.
interject. It's not a
Yes.
Caravan. That's a Grand Caravan. Since Steph's not here to identify it.
Oh,
Carry
okay.
on.
Well, close enough.
Doesn't look very grand to me.
Yeah. This company's efforts are to be aimed at crew size reduction, not elimination. And several of the items you've raised in the past are being directly addressed, such as what happens when the system announces your plane. I'm not sure.
Your
Oh,
plane
like
as
you
opposed
have
to
the
my
airplane.
plane? Yeah.
Okay.
When the
yeah.
robot
You have
says
control.
your
I
plane,
have control.
it's gone
Yeah, I
badly.
gotcha. I'm not sure I'd be comfortable on such an aircraft, but I wonder if the economics will win out. Since their new research facility is not far from my home, hopefully their test aircraft won't make an unannounced entry into my backyard.
Well, that's
Yeah,
how
those
you get
unannounced
yourself a free
entries are
aeroplane.
very, very, very unwelcome. I'm sorry, Nick.
That's
talked
how you
over
get yourself a free aeroplane. I mean,
There you
everyone
go.
used to say, what do you do if you want to get a Harrier? And the answer was you buy a Cabbage Patch and wait.
Oh, man.
Well, it sure isn't don't enter the contest from Domino's or whoever it was. Pepsi. It's Pepsi. That's the one it was. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
live in a Harrier for 100 days.
There you go.
Now that really
Oh,
would
wow.
have been
That
a
would be tough.
test. Oh.
Oh, my gosh.
Liz.
Okay, I'm going to finish Kevin St. John's feedback because I don't know if I can take any more of this. Best wishes to all, and for the crew members that still exercise piloting privileges, blue skies, and flight phase appropriate winds. Respectfully, Kevin St. John. Okay, so he gives us a link to the article from Massachusetts Live, masslive.com. And the title of the article, Massachusetts Startup Developing AI Co-Pilots for Military, or either that or AL Co-Pilots for Military Aircraft to Go Public. And so they talk about the Boston startup Merlin Labs has been testing its autonomous aircraft technology in the single-engine Cessna Grand Caravan. Inline correction there. But much of the company's early revenue has come from military contracts. And one of the first Massachusetts companies expected to go public this year is named for an aircraft engine that powered Britain's best fighters and bombers during World War II. Yeah, the Merlin. Rolls-Royce, right? Rolls-Royce Merlin?
Indeed.
Boston-based Merlin Labs is working on what it believes is the next best or big thing in airborne innovation. Wow, I can't speak. Planes that can fly themselves from takeoff to landing. Like its namesake, Merlin Labs is primarily focused on developing technology for military aircraft first, not passenger planes. And anyway, that's a little taste of the article. If you want to read more, we'll have a link to it in our show notes. What do you guys think? You think that this, we've talked about this so many times on the show, and my belief is still that major technological breaks are going to have to occur before you see this kind of a technology completely replacing humans in passenger aircraft. But I could be wrong. Just ask anybody that knows me.
I guess I would fall on the side of pessimistic but realistic in that I really hope there's some massive technological breaks before this becomes reality.
Yeah.
Oh, please, yes, exactly. Good
I guess
point.
I should say breakthroughs,
Yes.
not
But
breaks. Yeah,
at the same time,
yeah.
The world at large has made some dumb decisions in the past. So
Yeah, and they
who
will
knows if it's
continue
coming
to
soon or
do
not.
so. I mean, all the time they're just trying to reduce it down to one pilot. All we're going to end up with is miserable, tired pilots going, I hate this job. I'm spending hours and hours and hours sitting at the controls while some damn complete computer tries to kill me. And if anything goes wrong, I'm terrified. You don't need a huge change in technology to get to that level. What you do need is to take that man out of the or woman out of the cockpit completely and replace and automize the entire aircraft. I can see it happening, but it's got a much larger step. And I think in the meantime, the attractiveness of our job is just going to go downhill. So that'll probably solve the problems of having too many pilots because they'll all be leaving because they'll just hate the job.
And on top of that, what's the pay scale going to look like? Because all of a sudden you're just a monitor instead of a highly skilled, functional person, right?
So what's the standard of person you're going to get wanting to do that job?
See how all these things compound?
Yeah. It's the dive for the lowest common denominator.
I will say that I was quite impressed weekend before last in my trip to San Francisco. San Francisco, that city is, I think it seems like most of the cars that were on the road there were autonomous vehicles or...
Jeff, they're called trams.
Well, not talking about those. There were actually humans operating those. But what is it called? Google's technology, Waymo, I think, those vehicles. Every time I looked around, I could see at least 2 or 3 in my field of vision.
Really?
Like, every street. There must be over 1,000 of those things. And apparently they said it was interesting. I took Uber several times, driven by humans. And I was asking them about that, and they said, yeah, we had this an issue with a power failure and that powered the servers that run all these Waymo cars. And he said every single one of them just stopped. Wherever they were, they just stopped.
No.
Oh, good Lord. No.
Jammed up everything in the city.
The other thing which one didn't stop? The one that hit that kid.
Oh, well, that one should have stopped. Yeah. But one of the guys, one of my new friends out there has a, what do they call that thing? The ugly pickup truck, the Tesla.
The Cybertruck.
Cybertruck, yeah. And we drove from the peninsula, San Francisco City proper, to Mountain View. And the guy was just sitting there in the seat, didn't touch anything. That the the thing drove itself completely, and did a really good job until the very end, where we were pulling in to a parking place at the restaurant that we were headed to, and it hit a curb pretty badly, actually. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but Tim Van Ram says they are way more trouble than Ubers. Get it, Waymo. Yeah.
You don't have to tip them.
Well, that's true. It's a little bit cheaper, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, the bottom line is, it was kind of an eye-opening thing to me how well it maneuvered and did the job of autonomously driving that vehicle all the way down and all the way back over an hour each way. So a little scary, but
it's
anyway.
Probably less noticeable being inside one, but there's I only see them about maybe once or twice a week, but they're always getting on the freeway right about the same place that I get on the freeway to commute home from work. Mm-hmm. And I've seen other people who will swerve at it and makes it slow down, and then they can get ahead of it, and it's no longer your problem.
Oh.
And it just feels safer when you're not near it, because it's doing the speed limit, which, if it can be avoided, no one does in Atlanta.
That's the interesting thing that every single one of the Uber drivers mentioned, was the fact that, well, okay, these vehicles drive by the book, whatever, and he said, no human drives like that. It gums everything up.
Jeff, you've been in Atlanta for a good long time. Do you remember the UGA, was it UGA students, Georgia State students, that did the blockade on 285 as a research project?
Mm-mm.
So they took 5 or 6 or 7 cars and got coordinated and lined everybody up on 285. So for those of you guys not in Atlanta, 285 is the ring road, the ring freeway that goes around Atlanta. It's 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 lanes, I think, but it's the perimeter road to avoid having to go through the city, right? It's like a bypass. They took 5 or 6 or 7 cars and got lined up side by side and drove. The speed limit at the time on that whole road all the way around was 55, and they drove at 55.
Oh my gosh.
And there was video from Bridges where it's just absolutely empty. It is like the apocalypse has happened, the rapture has happened, everyone's been taken.
Oh,
and
everything
all of a sudden,
ahead
here
of
comes
the
this
line
of cars. And they did video from their cars. People, the road rage that was happening, people were losing their minds. It was unbelievable. This is probably at least 15 or 20 years ago, but it was a thing. And they were doing exactly the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Yeah, that doesn't work, especially here in Atlanta. Anybody that's driven in Atlanta, the speed limit it's not even a suggestion.
It's a speed minimum.
Yeah. It's just a hint. Yeah. All right. Anyway, sorry to get off track there, but just thought I'd share. All right. So thank you, Kevin St. John, for sending that article to us. And again, we'll include that in our show notes, which you can find in your podcast client in the information and time codes and all that kind of stuff. There should be a link in there where you can click it and you can find all the show notes. Okay. Or you could just go to our website, do it that way too. Okay. Now, someone who is with us right now in our live audience from Los Angeles, California area is Sam Bolog, and he asks this question. Hi, I don't know if this should be brought up on the show. Too late, I'm bringing it up. Not that. But my question is, can insurance companies use NOTAMs as an excuse not to pay in a policy if the pilot didn't read them?
Ooh.
And again, that's Sam Bolog. That's a good question.
Interesting question.
I don't
know. See why not.
Okay, let's take that to the extreme. There's a NOTAM for birds in the vicinity of an airport.
What?
Airplane has a bird strike.
Yeah.
I think that would be a tough battle for the insurance company.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a loophole you can find, then yeah, why not? But then it's down to the interpretation of someone who is not an aviation expert to decide whether that is fair or not. And my feeling is most sensible people would say, particularly when you explain the limitations of trying to absorb that number of NOTAMs for every flight, would there are people out there who would say, well, that's your job. You're supposed to know this stuff. So why didn't you? And why didn't you avoid the birds? So if you got the wrong judge, I guess, and the wrong jury, you could end up on the wrong end of a claim.
In the U.S., we have something called the reasonable person principle, which I don't know if that is.
I think
Do we have any
you gave
reasonable
that up a few years
persons?
ago, mate. I don't think that's carrying any water any longer.
Back in 1776?
Possibly.
Give or take.
Yeah.
No, I think it was 1812 actually, but who's counting?
Okay. Oh, well, hang on. Let me get that window up. Chuck says in our live audience, question is, did the birds read the NOTAMs? That is a
important.
good question.
That's evidence.
Well, of course they do. Yes.
Yeah, but except that they're a bunch of bird
the secretary
brains.
birds do, but I don't know about the storks.
Thank you, Sam, for the question. Not sure we know the answer to that. Maybe somebody out there who has a law degree or practices or insurance background might be able to fill us in on that. But kind of keeping on that same line of thought regarding NOTAMs.
That's what NOTAMs are. They're just a bunch of garbage.
Let's skip to item 6, and then we'll jump back to 5 here after this. But this involves a question or discussion of NOTAMs. Carter Boswell says, let's see. Hello, APG crew. This is Carter Boswell again. I'm always looking for solutions to aviation's most interminable problems. I believe Carter is a retired airline pilot himself, as Captain Nick and I are. After listening to your most recent episode, 690, well, I guess when he sent this in, that was the most recent, I think I have a solution. Indeed, nobody's talking about a solution to the problem of NOTAMs. They're just complaining about them. Well, okay. He says, okay, let's fix the issue. I think I have a solution that applies to en route NOTAMs. So the NOTAMs that pertain to actual en route, he is referring to in 690, we talked about the accident of the helicopter hitting that slack line. So the NOTAMs that pertain to actual en route travel should be the ones I'm talking about here, not the kind of that discusses birds, closed taxiways, approach lights out of service, in and around airports, etc. Many of us use ForeFlight, so the solution is uniquely dedicated to the ForeFlight program. Most of the NOTAMs, at least those that are in an isolated area, such as the case where the helicopter hit the wire across the canyon, where the pilot perished as well as his 3 nieces on his wedding day. Yeah, what a tragedy. This didn't have to happen. There was a published NOTAM for this obstruction that caused the accident. He didn't see it because of the limitations of the publication of these things. NOTAMs usually have the following attached to them. 1, latitude and longitude. 2, altitude and or a range of altitudes. Effective time, effective area, and type of obstruction. So let's plan a fictitious flight on ForeFlight. The night before your flight, you do everything you normally do to plan a trip for the next day. When you select packing for the flight, you'll normally pick up the weather and all the other stuff, but with the new ForeFlight program that he's proposing here, you'll also pick up the airborne hazards, obstructions within 25 nautical miles of your flight that are listed as NOTAMs. So in fact, you would take off, and as you travel along your route, those NOTAMs that are within 2,000 feet of your cruise altitude in the effective time window and less than 7 to 10 nautical miles from your position would not just suddenly appear on your iPad in front of you, but you would also be given a voice warning about the obstruction nearby. And indeed, the obstruction would be flashing on your iPad in orange. For an extra fee, you could be supplied with a light that would flash on your cockpit glare shield, indicating that you were receiving a warning on your iPad. As aviators, we would still be required to look at the airport NOTAMs, but the en route NOTAM, such as I'm discussing, need only be reviewed while in flight, thereby reducing the time required for flight planning. Now, with all that being said, I'm sure that the software problems associated with this are very daunting. I'll bet the producers of the ForeFlight program have probably already thought of this, but have not instituted it because of the software issues. Probably some other technological obstacles as well. But let's all write them and encourage them to work on this issue so that we may eliminate another hazard and make general aviation safer. You might even ask a representative of ForeFlight to join you on your program to talk about this very thing. It's a great topic for a discussion. What say you, old aviators? This issue is now open to discussion. Cheers, Carter.
I'd like to
Carter
make one thing very clear. We
Yes.
agreed that we would never have someone smarter than us on the show.
Well, which pretty much eliminates everybody.
Right.
Yeah. Liz just left us. So I was going to say, we do know somebody, a part of our APG community that works for said company. I don't know if he's still doing that or not. And hey,
there
if
was
you're
a
listening,
recent
sir,
massive round of layoffs.
I know that's the thing, and I know that component of Jeppesen has been definitely downsized quite considerably. But if you know who you are, dear listener, if you're willing to discuss this and come on the show, we'd love to have you. That would be a very interesting. Or anybody else out there who works for ForeFlight or something like ForeFlight, or knows somebody that knows somebody that works for ForeFlight, whatever. Yeah, contact us and let us know. We'll have you on. Good
One other
suggestion.
thought that I had: the cost of the software development is probably negligible compared to the cost and time of the bureaucratic morass to get an STC made to put an extra light bulb on the dash.
Yeah, that
Probably.
seems like no bueno, right?
I'm just looking at a program that can interpret how people write NOTAMs. And the trouble is that a lot of these NOTAMs, the vast majority, are written by just average bloke sitting in a tower, and his boss says, we're going to dig a hole in the runway, write a NOTAM. And he has a go at writing a NOTAM. No one really proofs it or makes sure it's legal or correct. And off it goes. And the next thing you know, every man and his dog has it on their NOTAM list. So, having software that can interpret all these people's efforts to write NOTAMs describing what the issue is on their slack line or on their airfield, it's just going to be a nightmare.
I mean, we already have some version of that with obstacle NOTAMs, because effectively the only thing that stays in one place is fixed to the ground, unless it's a geostationary orbit satellite. Generally not a problem for airplanes. It's fixed to the ground. It's an antenna, it's a wire, it's a tree. Okay, birds being the exception. Those things don't move. So the struggle of defining the word airborne NOTAM, that's where how do you define that, right? Because a tower, an obstacle or tower, right? So we have some towers just to the east of me, over near you, Jeff, just south of PDK, that are hundreds and hundreds of feet tall, directly off the departure end of a runway at one of the busiest airports, the busiest general aviation airport, I believe, in the state. It's a terrible place for big, tall towers that are very hard to see. And there's been a NOTAM for them for forever. And on my iPad, it pops up with an obstacle notification whenever I'm at a certain altitude. If I'm within, a certain altitude difference of the top of those towers, it pops up and says obstacle, and it shows the position. So I think this particular scenario, this guy in this helicopter, I don't know that I don't know if there's really anything that could help this, because this was just a quick hop. Hey, let's go fly through the canyon that I fly through all the time. I don't know for sure, but I'd be willing to bet there wasn't a ton of flight planning like a lot of pilots do, like most pilots do, for any flight. But especially something like this, helicopter's out back. Let's jump in the helicopter and we'll go fly at the canyon and come back. No big deal.
Yeah, this is my backyard. I fly this all the time. And,
exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a much different mentality for that kind of thing in the helicopter world than there is in the general aviation world, because 99% of us can't go grab our Cessna and take off out of our backyard. A lot more people have a helicopter that they can take off literally out of their backyard.
Yeah.
If it had floats, yeah. Liz said Steph could take off a 172 out of her backyard on floats.
She could. If only she would. That'd be great fun.
I need to get my seaplane rating. So yeah, Steph, if you're listening, you could work that out. That'd be great. But this is one of those really tough situations. It's like you said, everybody complains about NOTAMs, but nobody proposes a solution because
well, the other thing is that he used to propose a solution that fits one category of the people who use ForeFlight, which is fair enough, but NOTAMs have to be able to be in a format that is understood by everybody around the world and be common to every country where aeroplanes fly. That's the entire effing world. So, you can't just pick a solution that suits one aspect and say, right, that'll be the new fix. You've got to have something that encompasses the entire of world aviation and makes it available to everybody, and everyone can use it and access it. Damn difficult job.
Yep, definitely not an easy solution to the problem.
Yeah,
thank you very
nice
much, Carter,
idea.
for sending that in and starting, or what's the word I'm looking for? Provoking a discussion, about it. All right, Peter Tarantelli sent us a video, and he said something, another TriStar moment. So let's together. By the way, there was some audio associated with this, but it was also mixed. The audio was of the beautiful TriStar coming in for landing at Long Beach Airport was mixed with some music, which is copyrighted, so I can't play it. So we're just going to have to describe what we're seeing, and here we go.
Jeff, you can make jet noises, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well you could do that. We'll let you do that. Here we go. So, world's only flying L-1011 TriStar landing at Long Beach Airport, and that thing is coming in right now. What a beautiful jet that is. Okay. Oh, I can hear. I can hear the
Skipper, do you have
engines
the
now.
runway yet? Oh, I don't know. Where is it?
Nick,
It's
you're going to have to do the
there.
reversers.
Right in front of
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, pull!
Actually, it's a very nice touchdown. Unlike the presentation that
Stop
Captain Nick just.
floating!
Okay, and there we go. Spoilers are
Oh,
up,
there's the
and engines in reverse. Braking applied, and
Nick, that was your cue for the reversers.
So this is the last. What do you
Ever
call it?
flight.
No, not a last ever flight. It was a good landing. The only one that's flying or airworthy or whatever you want to call it right now. Northrop Grumman Stargazer, which is part of, operated by Northrop Grumman, primarily used as a launch platform for the Pegasus air-launched orbital rocket. It's notable for being the last airworthy L-1011 still in service, having conducted numerous satellite launches since its first mission in 1994. And I think the last time it was used to launch the Pegasus air-launched orbital rocket was in June of 2021. But it has been used since that time to fly regular missions for undisclosed customers, including missile and flight test work.
It's a secret.
Yeah,
LBC.
That's where I was born, Long Beach, California, and that's where the Mad Dog that I flew logged most of my flight time in was also born in at Long Beach. Yes, sir.
Is there some level of irony in the fact that Northrop Grumman is flying a Lockheed airplane longer than anyone else has flown it?
There might be a
that's
little bit of
interesting.
irony there.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I've sucked gas from a bunch of those.
How did it taste?
Well, not so good. You know.
Not so good. Yeah.
Usual gas flavor. Blech.
It's because you're supposed to use jet fuel, Nick.
Let's continue, shall we? We have another video. Let me set it up first. This is from Texas Anlashock. The name or the title of his feedback is "Makes Things That Spin and Don't Kill People If Used Properly." Huh? Greetings, Captain Jeff and APG crew. With the new year, I thought I'd start off with something fun. Here's a video I came across a while back from channel Ryan Kelly Comedy. When I first found it, it was youth pastor Ryan, so I'm not sure how he got started doing this, but he does comedic skits discussing what various companies do. And he has one on the Russian Navy, which is very good at making submarines, whether they intended to or not. And don't watch the one about Nintendo, not if you ever want to look at Mario the same way ever again. Anyway, in this one, he's talking about GE, which we were kind of alluding to earlier during the Getting to Know Us segment, which makes things that spin and don't kill people if used properly. It's a short video. Let's see. So I'll play a little bit of it, and then we'll include a link to the entire thing if you want to watch it. So if you're ready, Miss Liz. Okay. I'm sorry, because I don't have the window up, so I'm just relying upon your... Okay.
Hey, General Electric, what do you make, buddy? Oh, we make things that spin. How can everything you make spin? We do hydroelectric power, turbines, generators, hydro control systems, and all those things spin. And none of them even kill people if used right.
Why would you say that last part?
We do gas power plants too, and those also spin for electricity, and they don't even kill people if used right.
Okay, again, the last.
We make home appliances too, like washers, dryers, dishwashers, refrigerators.
Not all those spin.
Well, dishwashers cycle water, washers and dryers spin, and refrigerators can make you gain weight, which makes you go to the treadmill, which spins.
I mean, I guess.
And none of those products even kill people if they're used correctly.
Okay, what do you make that kills people?
I thought you'd never ask. Meet the M134 minigun.
That's not mini, that's huge.
It's mini compared to the other one we have.
Okay. We're having some technological issues with the video and the video only show. If you're watching the video, do apologize for that. You did hear the audio, and I won't include this in the audio only podcast, but yeah, they'll hear the audio just fine. I don't know what's going on with my video. Sorry. But let me just pick up. Let me pick up. All right, so that's a little taste of this video. If you want to check it out, again, a link in the show notes. Thank you, Texas Anlashock.
That guy was very funny, but I don't understand why he's wearing a deer stalker, and I wish he wouldn't have the reflection of the circular video light.
Yeah, the ring light.
In his glasses. Yeah. Come on, mate. You can do better than that.
Yeah, but I think he's trying to make him look as nerdy and geeky and clueless as possible. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. Thank you, Texas Anlashock, for that. Okay. Okay, let's go to number 11. And, oh, yeah, this is a good one. So, Urbium sent us this. I'm not sure that's his real name or not. The title of his feedback is The Jeff Number. The Jeff Number? What is he talking about? Dear Liz and the Flying People, greetings again from the north of Scotland. You've probably seen the news about the Eva Air captain who reportedly punched his first officer because the latter warned him about taxiing too fast. And then he gives us, yeah, I will, link to that from simpleflying.com. And so let me read a little bit about this, and then we'll jump back to his feedback. A pilot has been suspended at Taiwanese carrier Eva Air after it is alleged that he lost his temper in Los Angeles and punched his first officer shortly before takeoff. The nonstop flight was taxiing to the runway when the first officer attempted to warn the other pilot that he was traveling or taxiing too fast. As reported by Focus Taiwan, the first officer had attempted to alert the pilot several times but received no response. The FO then manually applied the brakes as per standard operating procedures.
You touched the brakes?
He did. However, the other pilot was not impressed and took offense to the intervention, subsequently punching the FO several times. As the aircraft was taxiing, let's see. Okay, we just read that. Basically, this is another paragraph that's explaining exactly what we just read. I love it when you do that, journalists. Let's see. The captain took offense, took out his rage. It's alleged that the first officer was hit 4 times with punches to the back of the head, leading to bruising and swelling. Now it says punches to the back of the hand. Well, maybe it was the back of the hand. When I was reading it, I was thinking...
pretty good shot to hit the back of his hand 4 times.
Yeah.
I'd have moved it by then.
I'm thinking it must be the head that they meant, right?
I'd have thought so. That's where I'd hit a first officer.
Yeah, that's exactly. That would be my natural tendency, is to hit him. I mean, that's where I usually hit my first officers.
Cuff.
In the back of the head. Yeah. Emotionally unstable behavior has led to the whistleblower in the article reiterating their disappointment that following the incident, the airline's emergency response plan was not activated. Really? Emergency response plan?
Oh, my God.
I'm not sure that would be appropriate.
They probably couldn't find the chapter hitting the first officer's hand. I haven't found it yet.
Yeah, no kidding. This unacceptable and unstable behavior puts
option?
passengers and crew safety at risk. EVA Air has since launched an internal investigation. Initial data from the aircraft's quick access recorder, the QAR, suggested that the Boeing 777-300ER had been complying with regulations and were not considered to be speeding at the time of the incident. Okay. Anyway, so you get the gist. The first officer decided that it would be a great idea to hit the brakes instead of... I don't know.
Well, he tried hinting to the captain, and eventually he sort of, took action. But, I mean, unless it's dangerous speed, you don't do that.
No.
You know, you...
Yeah.
It was all the honking from the southwest planes behind.
It was embarrassing. We got to move. Yeah.
And
I don't
Jeff
know. I mean,
would have been
I'm wondering
in the queue going, man, get off, you're so slow.
Who was taxiing the airplane while the first officer was being beaten by the captain at this allegedly breakneck speed?
Oh, hey,
Good question.
Look, we can taxi airplanes and hit the first officer in the back of the head. No problem.
That's
very
that's
talented.
a senior captain. That is a qualified and seasoned captain.
Okay. Okay,
by
Liz
the
is
way,
not,
I know what
not
erbium
impressed
is.
with our discussion.
Erbium is a soft, silvery white metallic rare earth element. Strontium number 68. Pink-coloured salts and high reactivity with air and water. You'll find it in... I know.
Who doesn't
You'll find
know
it
that?
in electronics and other things like optics and communications and lasers.
I thought that was common
I thought
knowledge.
you wanted to know who erbium
Liz,
was.
we're amusing ourselves. We're interested in what we're saying, even though you aren't. But let's get back to Erbium's initial feedback email. He says, that got me thinking. We need to standardize fast taxi protocols. Even though manufacturers and airlines have procedures, there's a need for a universal standard. I propose the Jeff number.
Okay.
Analogous to Mach number, it will be the ratio of taxi speed to V1. Low-cost airlines may have higher Jeff numbers, like Southwest. Dr. Steph might have a very high J number. I like that too, J number, during her turnaround between jumper dumps. Back in the day, apparently there was a mythical Delta C-17 Mad Dog combo, which taxied at... Now, does he mean C-17? Maybe he's talking about a Boeing 717.
Yes.
Or a MD-88, MD-90, anyway, whatever, which which taxied at J equals 0.5 at Atlanta, or some such legend, etc., etc. That would only be half of the speed, the V1
half
speed,
of
which
V1, so that's going to be about
but Southwest taxis
55 knots.
So Southwest taxis at V1, so you're still going to get run over.
I know. I still have a 50% margin safety
you
factor
do.
in there built in.
I love it.
And you know what? Honestly, 0.5, a J 0.5 probably was kind of pretty close to what I did sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, they finally got rid of me and made me retire. Yeah, I do like the way he's thinking too. He said, "What do y'all think? Should I prepare he says, "Should I prepare a technical brief for the EASA and FAA?" Yes. Maybe call it the Nielsen number.
Look, you already have ratings. You don't need a number two.
Okay, well, I like J number. I like that. We'll go with that. People
no,
in the know.
I like the Nielsen number because it's like N number, like D-Day.
But
but
do you have? Do you know what the Nielsen rating?
Oh,
my God!
Sorry about that.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I get a little of that.
I think you broke my eardrums.
Oh my God!
Well, you should have been in closer.
Jeff, can you hand me a Kleenex? I got a little bit of that.
Gosh! Wow. Anyway, Erbium. I don't know if everybody's with us or not. I think we may have been bumped off air with that. Okay. Anyway, Erbium ends with blue skies, talons, and all that. I love it.
Love it. Very good.
Very good. Very good.
And I'm glad we found out where you got your name from.
Yeah, me too.
From this
we're all dying to know. Thank you, Captain Nick.
Element.
Captain Nice. Did you mention that sign that's behind you in your segment of getting the
I didn't
notice?
actually. I meant to. I've got a green sign over my left shoulder that says Captain Nick on air. Yeah, and it was a great friend of mine who listens to us on the podcast called Matt. And thank you very much indeed, Matt, for that fine gift of the Captain Nick on air sign. It looks good,
Nice.
I think.
I assume
Beautiful.
Jeff and mine and Steph's are in the mail.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty
He
sure.
only
I
likes
caught up.
me. He only likes me.
Well,
He's
we found
Irish
at least one
anyway,
person that
so
does.
watch out
Okay,
for
let's wrap it up and point you over to our website, airlinepilotguy.com, where you'll find information about the crew and the community and calendar and merchandise and library and all kinds of stuff. Just do it. You'll be. You probably won't be glad you did, but just do it. And we're also on social media, and one of these two are going to tell you about it right now.
Make a decision, Jeff.
We're on Facebook.com/airlinepilotguy. You
We're
can
on
find
X
out when we're recording
at
next.
APG Crew.
We're also on Instagram/APG Crew.
And on YouTube, where we see the sausage being squidged.
Aw,
/ Airline Pilot Guy.
Basically,
Yeah,
if you look
wow.
up APG or Airline Pilot Guy, you're going to find us somewhere.
Probably.
Don't do it.
Not recommended.
Okay. We're also we have an Airline Pilot Guy Slack team, and Hillel is the one that manages that. Hillel, can you tell us about Slack?
Okay, but I'm dripping wet.
Come on over here and tell us all about it.
APG listeners, please join us on our Slack team. Slack is a communication, coordination, and sharing platform that works on your mobile, laptop, or browser. On Slack, we share news and ideas, we suggest episode and plain tales topics, we plan events and meetups. To get into the Slack team, please email me at slack@airlinepilotguy.com. That's SLACK Sierra Lima Alpha Charlie Kilo @airlinepilotguy.com, or send me a tweet with your preferred email address to @Hillel, and I'll send you an invitation. That's Hillel, spelled Hotel India 11 Echo 1, and see you in Slack.
Hey, Hillel, what does your wife do when she sees you naked?
Oh,
that's embarrassing.
Cold.
Yeah, she laughs.
Get it? Cold.
Just kidding. That's not true, I'm sure. And we'd also like to thank Liz Piper,
Well done, Liz.
our producer,
Good
for
job,
doing all the
good job.
producery that she does.
And putting up with us.
Producer-like stuff,
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Liz is echoing.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's right.
sorry.
Flashbacks.
Sorry.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That's better.
We're the only
How
ones that can
much
hear the
snow
echo.
there, Liz?
We got, last Sunday, we got 1.5 feet here, right here. But we haven't had any
Wait,
since.
hold on. I thought you had to use the metric system. I thought
Yeah,
that was
well,
like a law.
I translated it for you guys.
That'd be like what?
It was about
close to half a meter.
42 centimeters, I
Oh,
believe.
my Lord.
Wow.
420 mil. Good Lord. Ooh.
Yes, and none of it has melted because of it.
Yeah, 'cause it's a little cold.
It's so cold.
That's
yeah.
That's only like one beer's worth, right? That's not even a whole beer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you mean, yes. 420 mil.
I see what you're talking about.
Well, good
Millimeters, not milliliters.
Yeah, different. Yeah, one's
You say
volumetric
potato,
and one's linear.
I say steak.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm ready for spring.
That's not very much because that's 500 mil.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's just one bottle full. Not even a bottle full. That's terrible.
Oh, God.
Okay.
And we'd also like to thank our live audience, our
Man.
live chatters.
Yeah.
Thank you for
and apologize.
Yes,
our
definitely
apologies
apologize.
to this whole,
Yeah,
anybody
sorry,
that's listening.
everybody.
Sorry. We'll try to do better next time. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end this train wreck by telling you clear skies, wishing you clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. Take care and God bless.
Bye, everybody.
You're welcome.
See you next time.
Cheers.
See ya.
Wow.
Are we going around again?
Adios.
We're going around again.
Bye.
Bye. Hello. Hello. Goodbye.
Just half
Good
an
night.
hour. See you next week.
Any titles? I've got a couple here for you, Nicholas, but I don't know.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No, so this one is like a sentimental one, and it's not a funny one. It's Farewell, Old Friend, and that's your MD-11 retirement. Farewell, Old Friend. In case you want to do that one, because it'd be really easy.
That MD-11 retirement.
Yeah. And then these were from Micah. Now, this is my little caveat here. I'm not sure we want to joke about the Bangor crash yet, but anyway, his suggested titles were Ice, Ice, Not So Nice, or Ice, Ice, Baby, which isn't really joking, but anyway, I just didn't know if that would be appropriate.
Not that I get much of a vote, but of the tiny vote, if I do get one, I'd say ones, especially ones where everybody on board had a fatal injury. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy.
Yeah,
to
me
make,
too. It doesn't
comments
me
about
either.
that.
I said them because Mike gave them, but I'm not happy with. Anyway, in regards to the AI pilot, we don't need no stinking pilots. We don't need no
I
stinking
like that one.
pilots.
I like that.
I could do one something. That's
Or last but not least is the J factor, or the Nielsen number, or whatever you want to call it.
The J number.
The J number.
I'm doing it. It'll be an N number.
Or N number. Sure. Whatever.
Nielsen number. I mean, it sounds all scientific.
Well,
and
sort
as
of
if
got.
we-
Isn't it that alliteration, like the
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
N number.
The
like-
Nielsen factor.
The
That's
Nielsen.
not alliteration.
You could have the J junk or the Nielsen factor. You see, D-Day, H hour, all those kind of
I
connotations.
like it. Okay.
N number is got to be better.
And that's Tim is kind of
That's
alluding to
alliteration.
another reason why I don't want to use the word ice in the title.
Right. Correct. Yes.
There's
yeah.
that.
It's political at the moment.
Yeah.
We could get some more likes though.
Yeah, but we could get a lot of hate mail too.
Yeah.
So what was the
no,
thing
thank
about
you.
the N number?
The Nielsen, Jeff's Nielsen number.
No, I know that. Well, that was it. That was the whole title. Is just N
Yeah,
number.
just.
You said it.
Okay.
You came
Or
up with
J
that one on
number.
your own.
I don't know, just something to do with Jeff's number there, like that.
Of course, N number
I
means
can just
like
put the telephone
aircraft.
number up.
And you can just
registration.
have
I
a
know
plane
your
that looks like a race car going by, like that. Anyway,
That's
With
good.
with a robot holding the pilot by the ankle out the window.
right.
We don't need those stinking pilots.
We don't need no
that's an
stinking
idea.
pilots.
AI
you
has
could make
its
it
limitations,
Rosie.
I'm afraid.
We've got
You can
every.
make it Rosie from the Jetsons.
Okay, this is getting really complex now.
I like it.
Mhm.
Yep.
Anyway, let me just say if people send in some feedback because we're almost down to the bottom of the barrel here. I'd love to get some feedback.
Well, I mean, we were scraping it.
No,
any
I
of the
want to
people
fill
that
it
are in
up
our live
again.
audience, if they send us feedback, would be definitely scraping the bottom.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
no, yeah, exactly right.
Anyway, I'd like to fill up the feedback hopper, and if you can, if you've got something to say. Anyway, thanks everybody. Have a great weekend. Stay warm where you need to stay warm, and those of you in the tropics, stay cool. I gather it's really hot in Australia right now, so.
It's always hot
Yeah,
in Australia.
Apologize for my, I guess, technical internet bandwidth issues.
Your
which
video's
I
good
don't
now.
understand.
Like it
Well,
was.
it's like you just put a little
It's still
gel
really
and soft
low
gel
res.
in front of your face.
And for a long
it's
time,
like
you were
Vaseline the
you were
lens.
very out of
Yeah.
sync with your picture and your audio. But anyway, something was going
That's
on.
odd.
I would say it's in your computer rather than because everyone else is as sharp as a text. I don't think it's the internet.
Well, but he's been freezing a good bit, like and
His
from
videos
my
were
perspective,
freezing and
All the
stuff.
you've
video
been very
you played
delayed.
has been jumpy as
Yeah,
well.
they have.
Yeah.
Your audio's been crisp and clear and fine.
That
but your video is very delayed.
TriStar landing was very jerky.
I thought that was meant to be like that.
Oh, no wonder he was making all those comments about it. Okay, I get it now.
That's why Nick didn't know when to do the reverser noise.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick actually got a little misty-eyed about the MD-11. He was kind of sentimental about that.
Wait, Nick got misty-eyed about a Boeing product?
Not
I
really.
missed
No,
that.
it was a
It
TriStar.
I think it was probably the gas that he was emitting that we couldn't see.
His dog was emitting it. And it was,
Or the gas he was sucking, apparently, depending on the time of the
Yeah,
show.
I suck gas.
That really sucks.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you sometime next
Thank
week.
you.
All the best.
Bye.
And our
Bye.
apologies for having to put
Yeah,
up with us.
for sure.